Hey guys, Raúl here from the BJB Tech Department. Have you ever gotten one of these TDS's, technical data sheets, and look at all these numbers and wonder what do all these things mean? It can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not an engineer, so in this video we're going to show you what all these mean and how to use this information for your particular project. We're going to be using the TC891 rigid material as an example. So the first property we have here, it says hardness, shore D. What does that mean? There's basically two main scales of shore hardness, the A scale and the D scale. The A scale measures soft material, stretchy material, so think of it like gummy bears all the way to a cartwheel. Shore A and shore D's are rigid, anywhere from a semi-rigid like this to a hard material. It's great to get familiar with the shore scales because we use it all the time, and on the BJB Learn site we have a great video and actually a good article that explains exactly how to determine which one you need. Okay, so the next two properties that we have here is density and the cubic inches per pound. If you know how many cubic inches are in your part, that's really helpful because you can turn this around and each kit that we sell tells you how many cubic inches it makes. More on that later on. All right, the next one is pretty self-explanatory. It's a color or appearance. This tells you the final color it's going to be once you mix A and B together and it hardens. And after color, we see tensile strength and tensile modulus. We start getting a little bit more technical here. The first one, tensile strength, 7,600 PSI, pounds per square inch. So this is how much pulling strength it'll take before it snaps. So the higher the number here, the stronger it's going to be. Next we have tensile modulus and PSI. It says here that's 2.4 times 10 to the 5th power. That basically means how much it resists being stretched before it's like permanently deformed. Have you ever blown up a brand new balloon? There's gonna be a point where you release that pressure and that balloon's gonna be permanently deformed. But wait, Raúl, you said 2.4 times 10 to the 5th power? It says here that's 2.4 times 10 to the 5th power. Wait, what? That's just telling us that we're gonna move the decimal point over 5 times to the right, and then we're gonna fill each space with zeros. So if we do that to 2.4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that shows us 240,000. So make sure you put that comma in there. Okay, next we have elongation in percentage. So for the 891, it's 10%. This tells you how much it can stretch before it hits that breaking point we were just talking about. So a rubber band may have an elongation of about 500%, but this one, 10%. This is gonna be a stiff, rigid plastic, not something that you can stretch very much. Dude, the first 15 takes weren't enough? And next we have flexural strength and flexural modulus. They're both measured in PSI. For flexural strength, it's showing 10,000, and for flex modulus, it's showing 2.5 times 10 to the 5th power. There's those sciencey numbers again. So those two numbers are going to tell you how stiff a material is. The higher the number, the stiffer it is. So as you can see, this stuff barely flexes. Okay, and the next two we have is shrinkage.
It shrinks?
And the impact strength. For shrinkage, we're showing 3,000ths of an inch. Now that's per linear inch.
That's low shrinkage.
And that's fantastic because your part is going to come out more dimensionally accurate.
Why does it shrink?
Impact strength. This is going to tell you how well it can take a sharp hit or a shock.
I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
And next, let's talk about HTT, or heat deflection temperature. This tells you at what temperature your material is going to start to soften or deform under a specific load. Picture this hot cup of coffee, steam coming up and warping this part. So this means you don't have to worry about your part if you leave it in a hot garage in Phoenix. This is going to be pretty stable. Okay, so now we know what this material is, but now how do we make it? What do we need to do? The first two bits of info are going to give you information on mix ratio. The first one you're going to see is mix ratio by weight. 100 parts A to 100 parts B. That's pretty easy. It means that for every 100 grams of A, you're going to add 100 grams of B. Pretty simple math. And the next one you're going to see is mix ratio by volume. Now, some BJB materials are set up to be mixed by volume. This one is not one of them. Just mix by weight. It's going to be easier. And next you're going to see color, which is pretty self-explanatory, but you want to pay attention to the final color because if you want to add some pigment, this one cures white, so that color may change a little bit. Under that, you're going to see mix viscosity. What are you going to get when you put A and B together? Well, you're going to get 725 center poise, CPS. 725, that's pretty good. It's going to flow nicely. The biggest takeaway from viscosity is the lower the number, the closer to water it's going to be. It's going to flow better. The higher the number, like 10,000, that's going to be molasses. All right, the next three are pretty important. So the first one we have is work time. That means how much time do you have after you start mixing A and B together to get that material into your mold while it's still liquid. So for the 891, it's showing 12 minutes. I don't think you're gonna feel rushed. Next one we see is gel time. After that work time, when it's still liquid, it's gonna move into a gel stage. So that's 17 minutes. You'll wanna have that material in your mold before you start gelling.
Ellen, you gelling?
I'm gelling like a felon. You want some melon?
And the last of the three, demold time. This is gonna tell you when you can safely pull that part out of the mold. 891, 3 to 4 hours, that means you can pour in the morning, pull it out by lunchtime. And now we're gonna flip around this data sheet. Here you're gonna find any info that we think may be noteworthy. So for example, under important mixing directions, we state here, it's important to remix the B components thoroughly before each use. That just means the B side is gonna separate a little bit. When you pull it off the shelf, give it a good shake before you put A and B together.
Whew, that's it.
All of this is going to help you get the best physical properties, which is what we put over here. Next section I want to show you is packaging. Whether you're doing a few tiny parts or a batch of large parts, we got the kit for you. This is actually one of my favorite sections to show clients because I find it super useful. If you know how many cubic inches are in your part, you can come back here and choose the right size kit for your project. So let's just say you have a part that's 25 cubic inches and you only need to do 2. Well, you can see quart kits here, you get 2 pounds of A, 2 pounds of B, and that's gonna make 100 cubic inches. If you have a larger production, you need to make a bunch of parts, you figure out how many cubic inches are in total, and then you come back here and let's say, how much does a 5-gallon kit make me? That's 2,000 cubic inches. Do I need 1, 2, 3, 4, a drum, maybe? So very useful information to make sure you order enough material without having too much waste. So there you have it. We went through the numbers and we learned that the 891 is a rigid ABS-like material with 12-minute work time, 3 or 4 hour demold time. Great information. We learned something. Let us know in the comments below what you think of this video, if you found it helpful. Stick around and subscribe.